chilling at home this weekend, and you see news circulating about how LeBron James is on Instagram, and it shows, I went and looked at the video. It's my job. And you see him playing the video, Meek Mill. I was playing the song, rather, by Meek Mill. I won't lose or I can't lose, whatever it is. I don't remember exactly what it is. I think that's what it is. And, and he's talking about that in preparation for next season and beyond, I guess. And all I can think about is you lost 5 finals. What do you mean you can't lose? Yeah, you can. You have. Right now, you're the runner-up. So I that's just what came to my mind. I mean, please don't get me wrong, I know he's one of the greatest in the world. I get it. But the flip side to it is that, you would think that if you lost, you'd just disappear. Go away quietly and just come back on a mission. I'm going to wreak havoc. I'm going to wreck shop. I'm going to destroy any and all in my path. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely, positively nothing wrong with that. But it's like, when the Golden State lost last year, I didn't hear a word from them. They were just waiting for this season. I mean, we saw that they got KD, and KD made noise by deciding to go there, but you didn't hear much from the Golden State Warriors. LeBron loses, and 3 days later, he's making videos on the day that they're having their parade. It's like, yo, you lost, bro. I know brand building and all of that other stuff. I mean, he's already a damn near billionaire. He's the real deal. I got it. But in the same breath, it's like, come on now. I mean, you lost. And everybody talk about Kyrie like, he chopped liver. I'm arguing with my man Max Kellerman today on First Take on ESPN, as we are every weekday morning. And Max Kellerman, I know that Kyrie's not LeBron. I know he's not better than LeBron. I know he could never be the player that LeBron is. But it's one thing to be second fiddle. It's another thing to be treated like a stepchild. I said, hell, even Scottie Pippen wasn't no stepchild. And when Max Kellerman refuted that, I want to call ESPN security and have him removed. I want to call the bosses and have him banned from talking about the sport of basketball. Scottie Pippen? A stepchild? I know he's not Michael Jordan, never was, never will be, never could. But who could? Kyrie can't beat LeBron. Who can? He's the best in the world. But to treat Kyrie like, oh, my goodness, I'm so blessed to be in your presence, as if this brother didn't average 29 during the finals or 27 in the finals the year before when they won. As if he don't close. As if you would be a champion if you didn't have him as a teammate, LeBron. Just like LeBron when they won a title without D-Wade. I mean, what is this? D-Wade ain't LeBron, never was, never will be. That brother going to the Hall of Fame, no. D-Wade? Yes, he is. One of the great players in NBA history without question. 3-time champion. What you think this is? I mean, people kill me, man. They really do. Alonzo and Cali, you're live with Stephen A. Talk to me, man.
Thank you for having me. But, back to that LeBron thing. I have 2 questions, but to that LeBron thing, if it wasn't for D-Wade, Ray Allen, and Kyrie, LeBron would be 0-8. Think about that.
Whoa, stop. No, I'm going to say 1-7.
1-7, okay.
I think they beat Oklahoma City. They destroyed them. After Oklahoma City won that first game, Miami came back, won 4 straight, wiped them out. But
D-Wade kept giving them that push in the fourth quarter when it was getting close.
No. What I'm saying to you is that he showed up, he handled his business. All right? Okay. And by this time, they had handled the mantle. But against the Spurs first go-round, Ray Allen saved the day with that jump shot. Okay? Against Golden State, you've got Draymond Green gets suspended for Game 5, and then Andrew Bogut and Iguodala getting hurt. So those two, to me, would have been losses. And that's why I would have been 1-7.
Okay, well, I have two questions regarding the Kyrie thing. Do you have any updates on the trade market? And do you think if Minnesota offered Wiggins, you think the deal could be done? Since Kyrie, he doesn't want to commit to Phoenix.
If Minnesota offered, no, he doesn't want to commit to Phoenix. He doesn't want to be there. He wants to go to Minnesota with Jimmy Butler and Karl Anthony Towns.
Right.
Would Minnesota give up Andrew Wiggins? They should. I'm not sure Cleveland would take just that. I think they want Wiggins, and they want picks. They want picks.
Because they have about 2 first-round picks. Stephen A., if they were to get Kyrie Irving, right, I'd give him a shot to beat Golden State. Because if you were to put Kyrie against...
Goodbye. We're not having that discussion. That's just idiotic. To think that Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, and Karl Anthony Towns are going to beat the Golden State Warriors, you're not talking basketball to me. You're not allowed. As a matter of fact, make sure that you take Anthony's number and keep him off the air for the rest of the week. He's banned for stupidity. That's ridiculous. We're not doing that. Corey, you're live with Stephen A. on ESPN Radio. What's up?
Yeah, Stephen A. How you doing?
I'm all right. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, Stephen A. Look, man, what you just talked about, I'm there. Look, man, LeBron is 1-2 against Steph Curry. He's 1-2 against Tim Duncan. And I just heard Max on TV with you just act like Tim Duncan ain't one of the greatest players ever. Can you or somebody please find out what Max is smoking? Because the way he explains LeBron is like LeBron is 15-0. And let me just say this, Stephen A. What does LeBron do better than Kyrie? He doesn't throw better than Kyrie. He doesn't shoot better than Kyrie. He gets on the elbow. He manages games.
No. Whoa. Kyrie is no sidekick. Kyrie's big time. But Kyrie's not 6'8", 260. He's not a locomotive coming at you like that. He doesn't affect the game the way LeBron does. Kyrie's a finisher. He's a closer. He's a scoring machine. But he doesn't do all the things that LeBron does. He can't rebound and defend and pass like LeBron. He doesn't draw the attention that LeBron James draws. He's not on that level. He's big time, mad respect for him. But Kyrie is not on that level with LeBron. LeBron is a game. He's a franchise-altering individual. That's who he is. Kyrie is just a scoring machine, extraordinary at what he does, but relatively miniature because due to his size and stuff like that. He just can't affect the game the way that LeBron James can.
Well, in this neck of the woods, we thought the possession buckets that Kyrie made in those games was detrimental. And when he took the team to 2007 to the finals, didn't Allen Iverson do that with a team too?
Allen Iverson did that with the team, but as the guy that covered Allen Iverson, I'm here to tell you right now, he was a scoring sensation. But the Philadelphia 76ers had rough riders, bro. I covered that team every day for 6 years as the beat writer. And I am telling you, Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, George Lynch, Tyrone Hill, Dikembe Mutombo, Theo Ratliff before him, and these brothers, man, they would get up in you. And they wreaked such havoc defensively that it helped Allen Iverson. Not only did it enable him to score and he got to freelance and do his thing because he was a miniature scoring machine, but they also hit him defensively because Allen didn't have to defend anybody. He was allowed to spy because he was too small to defend anybody straight up. Larry Brown and Billy King and Pat Croce and what they put together in terms of that roster from a defensive standpoint and a heart and guts, it's one of the most special rosters I've ever seen in that regard. Gotta go. 866-729-ESPN. More of your calls in a minute. This is Stephen A. Smith Show on ESPN Radio.
Guess what?
You're in the middle of the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
Damn it, I mean it.
As we go right here on the Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio. Let's get to it. Let's go to CB in Pasadena. You're live with Stephen A. What's going on, CB? How are you?
Yeah, Stephen, 17 straight threes, Smith. FIT, Fashion Institute.
Hey, man, I don't need all of that. I keep telling you about that. Just get to it, bro. Come on now.
Okay,
right.
The NFL is fantastic. And you're an inspiration to all the United States of America. Where I'm going with this, though, Stephen A., is that Kaepernick, he seems to be clearly blackballed. It's egregious, blasphemous, and unconstitutional. Oh, but the Raiders, my Raiders will take him. You know, known for taking since the great John Madden, Stephen A., the Raiders have always taken trouble players, or back then they called.
Hasn't that changed a little bit, though? Hasn't that changed a little bit?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. I mean, the Raiders are moving in a forward direction. Why would you want to distract from beast mode?
I think Kaepernick would be complimentary.
No. I don't mean complimentary on the field. I'm talking about the headlines. Why would you want the headlines of Kaepernick's arrival to replace beast mode being in Oakland? I don't know if you want to do that. I don't know if you want to mess with that.
Yeah. Well, I think the Raiders have always put themselves out on a limb. They have always been able to get some players there and some pieces, and they kind of put the past away. John Madden used to say, I don't care what you do. My brother,
CB, you're not answering my question. You're giving me rationale and reasons, and I understand and I respect it. I know there's a bunch of things we could come up with. I'm asking you a very simple question. Considering the hoopla surrounding the arrival of beast mode to his hometown of Oakland, playing in the silver and black, with those headlines combined with the Amari Cooper's Derek Carr's already being in uniform with Crabtree and the crew and being a potential Super Bowl contender, with the arrival of beast mode, why would you want to detract from that by bringing in the clear headliner that would be Colin Kaepernick for different reasons? Why would you want to do that?
Because our backup quarterbacks last year, they stunk in the playoffs. Derek Carr, I'm not really all the way sold on him. I'm happy for him. I'm a Raider fan, and I like Derek Carr, but I'm not totally sold on him, Stephen A. And so, in our backup quarterbacks, Hoeing, and my other backup quarterback, he went down before the playoffs even started. He got injured.
Good point.
So you bring in a Kaepernick. He's about 6'6". I'm about 6'6", 223. Kaepernick is about probably 6'6", 240.
Right.
And just the athleticism. And when he played against Miami, I believe last year, he threw for like 300 and something yards, and he ran for about 110 yards. Had no interceptions. He had one interception, but the receiver slipped down. So he has the potential there. And Kaepernick has gone to the Super Bowl and also the NFC championship.
Okay.
So the experience should be there.
Now listen. The biggest argument you made was the backup quarterback situation in Oakland. You're absolutely right about it. So I'm certainly not going to knock you for that. But I'm looking at Colin Kaepernick's stats here. He threw for 296 against Miami, 29 for 46, 296 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, a quarterback rating of 94. That was his best game of the season last year. I'm sorry, his second best game. His first game, he threw for 398 yards in a loss to New Orleans on November 6th, 41-23, 24-39, 398 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Those were the 2 biggest games he had last year. Appreciate it, CB. Thank you so much. Let's go to Dwayne in Compton. You're live with Stephen A. What's up, Dwayne? Good afternoon. How are you?
What's going on, Stephen A?
Talk to me, big bro.
Hey, a couple of things I need to holler at you about. I didn't get a chance to get on there with you on Friday when you was talking about the Aaron Rodgers comparison.
Sure. Go ahead.
One of the things I wanted to hit you about why nobody ain't saying nothing about Steve Young. Steve Young is just as quintessential to Aaron Rodgers.
Hall of Famer, great player. You know why they don't bring up, you want me to tell you the real reason why we don't bring up Steve Young nearly as much as we should? Because obviously he was great and he's a Hall of Famer. You want me to tell you the biggest reason why?
I'm listening.
Because if you bring up Joe Montana, why bother? Because he was the guy that succeeded Joe Montana. And Joe Montana sort of derailed his career by putting it on hold because he couldn't get the job ahead of Joe Montana.
I got you. And my thing is, too, though, Stephen, you mentioned about Aaron Rodgers. You were saying, well, the defense was basically popcorn. They couldn't hold nothing horrible.
Horrible.
But I'm saying in the game of sports, what we're talking about, we're talking about points, right?
Yeah,
we are talking about points. So somewhere down the line, Green Bay did stop him. And Aaron Rodgers failed to score enough points.
Let me ask you a question. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you right here with this, Dwayne. I'm gonna get you right here, okay? Dwayne, other than one game, I believe it was back in 2011, the year after they won the Super Bowl, when he had a horrible playoff performance against the Giants. Can you name a game watching Aaron Rodgers where it was his fault the team lost? What?
I mean, wait.
Come on, Dwayne. I asked you for one. 1 in 6 years, Dwayne. Give it to me, bro.
But come on, Steve.
Come on, Dwayne.
When you're the best, when you're the best, when you're the best, and you want to fall in them Brady's and Jordan situations, you galvanize your troops. You make them better.
Whoa. Dwayne, that's not fair. Dwayne, he can't play defense for them. Dwayne,
you ain't got to play defense.
Dwayne, come on, stop it. Dwayne, he cannot play defense for them. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't hold him accountable for that. I mean, them brothers couldn't play pop water. Come on, Dwayne. You saw them. Did you see what Kirk Cousins did to Green Bay's defense last year? Did you see that? They made Kirk Cousins look like Steve Young and Joe Montana combined.
You give me all you backtracking.
I'm not.
Come on.
Oh,
Let's move on, Stephen. We're gonna move on from that. Now let's go back. I want to really ask you a question. When you made that, when you went on Sports Center and all that, and you were saying that LeBron went ahead and was talking, said about, he said if Kyrie was in front of him,
I got called from a LeBron James confidant who told me that verbatim, and I said it on Sports Center. That's what happened. Go ahead.
Okay. So my question is this: did you not make a kind of similar statement? Maybe not to that aspect, but you have back in the day said something about
Kevin Durant,
about Melo.
No, never about Melo. No. You mean Kevin Durant?
No. I'm talking about Melo. When you was one time, I think you said something about Melo, and as far as New York was, and Melo said, "Why didn't you call me?"
Yep.
Okay. So my thing is this: even though LeBron, closest confidant or whatever, might have spoke that, I'm saying in that situation where things are kind of dicey between him and Kyrie. Why couldn't you have picked up a phone and say, "Hey, LeBron, listen, this is a situation. I'm not saying where it came from."
I did, Dwayne.
I did. And what happened?
I did.
You go ahead and do that?
No. I called. I could not reach him, and his confidants called me back. So, you have these guys that sometimes they speak directly, sometimes they send intermediaries. Anybody that covers sports or covers anything, that happens. You can cover politics, you can cover news, you can cover sports. There are individuals. You don't always have direct access to them. They send folks.
You said you don't have direct access to LeBron.
I did not.
Okay,
I did not.
But you do, Stephen A. I know your phone Rolodex is really highly.
Yes, it is.
I know you got CP3. I know you got Melo. I know you got people who are close to LeBron that you could have hit, especially Melo.
Time out. I got to go, but I need to say this to you, Dwayne. Are you listening to me clearly?
I'm always.
I said specifically a close confidant told me that. I didn't tell you who. You don't know if one of them wasn't the one who told me. I didn't say who. Gotta go. 866-729-ESPN. That's 866-729-3776. I'm not going to reveal who told me what. But if I tell you it's somebody close, it's somebody close. I have an obligation to tell you what the deal is and what the truth is. You can interpret it any way you want. But if LeBron James doesn't want somebody to have direct access to him because he wants plausible deniability, that's his prerogative and that's his right. But there are people who he allots to speak on his behalf. And we know who those people are covering this league. And so when I say this is what was said, this is what was said. And that's for other people to deal with. I'm the messenger. That's part of what we do in this business. 866-729-ESPN. That's 866-729-3776. Your calls to close out the show in a minute with Stephen A. on ESPN Radio.
You're listening to the Stephen A. Smith Show podcast.
phones we go before we get on out of here. For Stephen A. Smith Show, ESPN Radio. Let's go to Lamar and Cali. You're live with Stephen A. Lamar, talk to me. How are you?
How you doing, Stephen A?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for calling. What's going on?
I just wanted to ask you, do you think that Roger Goodell is handling this situation with Kaepernick with class like
it's not a matter of class. I think he's handling it wrong. And I think the reason why I say he's handling it wrong because don't be so quick to talk about how he's not being blackballed, how teams are just looking, for the best individual for their squad or whatever. It's clearly folks trying to send a message. Richard Sherman is absolutely right. Michael Bennett alluded to it. It's inescapable. We know what we're looking at. We know what we're seeing, and that can't be ignored.
True, because Adam Silver handled his situation in the NBA with class. We're getting rid of the Clippers owner and showed us that.
Well, he does. Well, you got to remember, you're selling individuals in the sport of basketball more so than you're selling the NBA brand. Whereas in the NFL, you're clearly selling the NBA brand more than you're selling anything else, and that's what you have to take into account and pay considerable attention to.
True. One more.
Go ahead.
Kansas City. You keep on saying Oakland is your favorite for the AFC West.
No.
Kansas City went 6-0 last year, and
I'm just not. Listen. Kansas City's a damn good team, particularly their defense. I'm a huge fan of Andy Reid, who I've known for many years. I just don't have that much faith in Alex Smith. That's all. I know Kansas City is no joke. I know they're not to be underestimated. I'm just not sold on Alex Smith. I just think that ultimately Alex Smith is going to come up short. Maybe you're right from the standpoint that Kansas City will show up in a regular season and Alex Smith will wait till the rest of the season, till the postseason to fold like a cheap tent. I'm just not sold on him. I'm just not. Thanks a lot. Dave in Long Island, you're live with Stephen A. Real quick, Dave, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Stephen A? Just want to get your thoughts quickly on Marvin Bagley heading maybe to Duke or Marvin Bagley.
I've heard about him. I've never seen him. I don't know much about him.
Complete monster. I was just, maybe your thoughts on how the Knicks can project themselves.
I just told you, my man, I've never seen him. I'm going to take a look at him when I get a chance, but I've never seen him.
Man, he's just a beast.
I got you. Have a nice day. You're not listening to me. You're talking, but you're not listening to me. Take it easy. Ed in Brooklyn, you're live with Stephen A. What's up, Ed?
Hey, what's up, Stephen A? How you doing?
I'm all right. Go ahead real quick, buddy. Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, I got a trade that will keep LeBron in Cleveland and also get him by Golden State. At the trade deadline, you trade Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving for Russell Westbrook and Paul George.
I don't know if Cleveland would want to do that. And the reason why is because you've got Paul George, who's going to be a free agent. You've got Russell Westbrook, who can get out as well. They may want to stay. If you are Oklahoma City, who's to say that Kyrie is not going to leave you for a year later? Then you're having to move him, and what kind of assets that you're going to get. If you're going to lose Russell Westbrook, it needs to be for a long-term solution or a bunch of picks and a younger player or whatever the case may be. Paul George is planning on going to Los Angeles. The only hiccup would be if he can play directly with LeBron in Cleveland, which is not something he would turn down. But it's something worth considering. I just consider it highly unlikely. But I don't blame you for making that call. That's an interesting scenario. Thanks a lot. Charlie in Queens, real quick. You're live with Stephen A. Go ahead.
What's up, Stephen A?
I'm all right. You got a minute, buddy. Go ahead.
All right. So I'm not a fan of Colin Kaepernick's stances or the sitting and kneel down, but the lunacy part is how the heck he can't get a job while Jay Cutler, the disgusting, nauseating, lazy schlub quarterback, is going to find a job. I don't know. It finds me so annoying. I know Colin Kaepernick has more talent and he has a little successful resume in the playoffs, and Cutler doesn't have anything.
Well, a little success. Colin Kaepernick went to a Super Bowl. Jay Cutler has been in 2 playoff games his entire career. Period. His postseason resume doesn't even compare to Colin Kaepernick's. It's not even in the same stratosphere. 30. Without question. Appreciate the call, Charlie. Thank you so much. We all know what's going on, but Miami is not the place, is not the example to use. Again, owner Stephen Ross has to take into account that Cuban population. Colin Kaepernick should have never wore that Fidel Castro T-shirt, but there's no way on earth that he should be without a job at this particular moment in time. It just should not happen. By the way, Tom Brady, come up with a better answer than it's none of your business when it comes to concussion issues, please. Talk to y'all in 22 hours. Peace and love.
That's just a sample of what you'll hear on the Stephen A. Smith Show. Weekdays at 1 p.m. Eastern on Sirius XM Channel 80 and the ESPN app.